Thank you for doing this. So can you tell us some of the steps of rebuilding the rebuilding process for 4014?
Some of the steps. Well, we took it completely apart. One of the most significant thing is that you've got to disassemble it, which means the front engine has to come apart, come out of it. That's a pretty big process with an articulated, the way everything fits together. You've got to lift it up high enough in order for certain parts of it to clear other parts. And then when you do that, you've got to lift up the rest of the boiler so everything disengages. Putting it back together is more intricate because it all has to fit back together again, but you just don't lift it up. You've got to lift it up a certain way, a certain height. And as you're lifting it, then you've got to lower it back down again. So we actually made a video about how we did that, explaining kind of the general principle behind everything. Just disassemble everything down to bare metal and blast it completely clean. Take everything apart and make all the new parts that you need new. Just make it all new. The most important part of a steam locomotive, well, there's a lot of very important parts, but the most critical is the boiler because it's a pressure vessel, and that means that it has to be certified and engineered to withstand its original design. So you've got a lot of welding, and anything that isn't up to speed has to be completely removed and replace it with new. Sometimes it's easy to get involved to where you want to try to avoid the heavy repair, but you really have to get your head around what I call the heavy repair. And that means that you tear into it, and you're brutal when you tear into that boiler. If it isn't right, you cut it out of there. If you're tempted to weld it up, think about that, because that process of welding or building up that metal, think about replacing with new metal. That's really what, in my judgment, what you should do. The regulations, the codes allow some of that weld buildup, and there are times when the weld buildup is something that you're probably better off doing. But just make it all new. Same thing with the stay bolts. Doesn't look right, it's probably not right, get it out of there. We replaced 800 stay bolts in this locomotive. And I would have been fine if we replaced 1,800 or even 2,000, because every new bolt is just that much step, that farther a step in the right direction. So just a lot of work on this thing. Square up the engine truck, square up the trailing truck, tram everything, get everything all back together again. Make it as new as you can, because we don't want to have trouble, and we haven't had any trouble out here. And knock on wood, we'll continue to make it home, good Lord willing. We'll make it home without any trouble. But there's always routine maintenance and little things that you do that are all part of any steam locomotive operation. Lots of servicing, lots of tinkering. The air brakes are a 1940s air brake system. We rebuilt all that stuff, and we're having some challenges with lubrication and the heat. So some of the oil that we've been buying isn't up to the specification that we want it to be, and it can't really endure the high temperature, and it starts to gum the oil up, and that begins to give us some problems here and there. So just a matter of working through all that stuff. Take it apart, clean it up, get better oil so it lasts better. It's tremendously hot in that cab. It's so hot, in fact, the modern air brake system just wouldn't work. Knowing what I know about the modern air brake system, I never considered putting that in here because of it. Well, I better get back over there.
All right.
The guys are getting started, but it sure is nice talking with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You guys take care. Good to meet you.
Thank you.